Hi guys, in this video we're going to be dealing with a bit of a mystery.
Scruffy Crow.
Okay, so working on my Beastman quite a lot at the moment, and I've come across a fairly significant sort of roadblock, stumbling block maybe, I don't know, one of the two, some sort of block. I appear to have mislaid my handy drill that I use for pinning. I do have a variety of sort of pin vices. This one, not as cool as you would initially imagine. Kind of an interesting sort of gimmick. But I tend to reserve this one for sort of tiny little drill bits like 0.5 and stuff like that. But yeah, it's an interesting tool. And then obviously I've got a Games Workshop one, I've got another one somewhere. And this one is loaded up with a 2mm drill bit. I have a bit of arthritis in my hand. In general, I mean, if anyone's using these for any length of time, you'll know that you quite quickly get like a writer's cramp or similar, sort of like a hand cramp through these muscles. I just happen to get it almost from just doing that movement just then. So for the last, I don't know, probably best part of 10 years, I've been pinning all my models with a Tamiya handy drill. I absolutely love this. You've probably seen it in other videos. It's a little blue thing. But when I came to put together some of the models recently, I can't find it. It has been a little bit broke recently. I found one of the batteries out of it and the battery compartment. I'm assuming the rest of it I took somewhere to fix and have left it somewhere very safe. But for the life of me, I cannot find it. So I thought it was finally time for a new one. So I grabbed this off Amazon. It was 35 quid. Which seems quite a lot, but just the amount that I use it, fully worth it. There are other options out there, sort of little nail drills and little battery-powered drills. I already have a Dremel, but the Dremel spins way too fast, way too clunky, and this is this is quieter and just much more useful for just pinning those occasional little models. Now, this is one of the most unusual things about this drill is that it's not just a drill essentially made for modelling, but it is itself a kit. Now, it's quite funny if you look on the sort of Amazon reviews for this, you'll see quite a few people didn't expect that and are somewhat confused. But yeah, as you can see, it is all in parts, some more of the internal parts. And then you have a bag full of bits and a sort of model style instruction book. So for the rest of this video, we're going to put this. So I'm using my good snips to remove the pieces off the sprues, which means I get a nice clean cut. And I have a nice fresh blade on my scalpel. And like I said a second ago, I'm just going to treat this like any other model kit. Just make sure everything is nice and clean and tidy. A lot of these parts are just clipping together, so there's no soldering or anything like that. So those contacts there will attach to these, I guess. So it all just clips in. It's quite nice. So the parts are quite clearly labelled. We've got, this is sprue B, the grey one, and then 7 is the bit I need at the moment. I've got to a part where I need a screwdriver. I really like this one for little handy jobs. It comes with basically four ends, and I find for just small jobs all over the place, it's actually quite a handy little screwdriver, and it should be suitable for these little screws. Okay, this is all kind of fiddly, especially clipping one of these gears on using one of these little split washers. But it's all in place now. And that was mostly just threading things onto this sort of main shaft. And you can already see how the gearing's going to work. Okay, so this is the bit I remember being the trickiest before. So I think everything's in. Some of it's kind of under springs and things like that. So it's getting it all tucked into the top case. I seem to remember being a little bit of a faff. Maybe not so bad this time. Okay, I went and got a grown-up size screwdriver because these big screws wanted it. And we've got the case together nice and tight. I'm worried about the fact there's something rattling there. Let's pop some batteries in. There we go. This little switch on the outside stops it from you being able to pull the trigger down when you don't want to. We've got to put the side case on. And I want the more narrow one of these too. Now on my one that I've had before, I upgraded this little chuck to a sort of better quality one. But the first one, like the one it came with, like this one, lasted me a good few years before the teeth on the inside wore down a little bit. And as far as I can tell, you can't just buy really just these bits. So I got a new collar and a new chuck, and it was all a lot nicer. But there's nothing wrong with the one it comes with. Let's find a 1mm drill bit. These are the cheapest of the cheap 1mm drill bits that I get. And some of them break straight away, and some of them last me for months. So there's quality control on them's not great. Now this button on the side here should press in and stop the... There's something wrong with that. Okay. I'm going to open it back up, find out what's wrong with my button here. Because that should be on a little spring. And press in to stop the sort of main axle bit from going round. The main shaft. Okay, yeah, this little bit here had come out of its socket, I think. Okay, that's like a little spring again now. And if you look here on the shaft, there's like a little dimple. And that's what this thing's going to clip into. So I'm not sure what holds it down. Here we go, look, there's two bars on this side that should sit on top of that and stop it from escaping. There we go, and that is locked in now. Alright, let's put the screws back in. Okay, that's working. Everything's working nicely, and the shaft stopper is working correctly, so I can screw things on. It's making a lot healthier noise than my last one did. Sounds fresher somehow. I will say the bits, the bit that broke on mine, there's a little sort of metal wafer in the bottom of here that moves up and down when the trigger's pressed. Now that I think just got really bent out of shape. So if I do find mine, I think I can copy the original shape again, and that will actually solve it. If not, I had a backup plan involving soldering in this little momentary switch here in place of the trigger, which also will have worked. Okay, so this is my chariot that I'm putting together, and I didn't do the best job of removing the side walls, and I've ended up shearing off the peg, so I need to drill a hole in that, so directly where the peg used to be. Straight through. So this just makes pinning. It does actually say for plastic and wood, but for drilling these soft metals, it's absolutely perfect, and it means you can pin up a model that you wouldn't necessarily bother with pins in usually, without having to use a fiddly little manual pin vise. So yeah, hopefully this one lasts me another 10 years and I don't lose it to wherever the last one went. And I would recommend this to anyone. It is a bit of fun to put together, and it is a nice little tool, and it's comfortable. Unlike the sort of pen drills or sort of Dremels, it is comfortable to sit and hold and use quite a lot. And it's not overly loud. I don't find the noise of it, it doesn't put me off using it in the evening and stuff. It's no louder than I'd have my music on my TV or something. I think we are going to do a little bit of decoration. It came with a little sticker. I think that goes on here. And then what I did last time was got myself a little dab of black paint, any old brush, and I'm just going to dab into all these characters on the side here. And I should just be able to wipe that off. There we go. Make those all stand out. No idea what it says, but I like the look. I can even do the same with the warning on the back. There we go. So I've got myself a new handy drill, and that is a full recommendation for the Tamiya handy drill. Bit of fun to put together and a very handy tool. And that's all for this video. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments. Maybe subscribe for more. And as ever, thanks for watching. Bye.